If you play BGSI and click on this video, then you are one of three people. 1. You've never traded in Bubblegum Simulator Infinity before. 2. You've made trades, but you simply think you can improve. Or 3. You've been brutally exit scammed by the lead editor of a value server for all your value. But don't worry, you. Yes, you. Because I'm here to turn that little frown of yours upside down. My name's Hype. I'm a value editor at The Watcher, and I figured that since there was no proper tutorial for clowns about BGSI trading, I might as well make one. By the end of this video, you'll be a top-notch expert at trading and will be able to maneuver your way through the market like a pro. And if you're a seasoned trader like myself, maybe you'll learn a thing or two along the way that can ultimately shift your perspective. So without further ado, let's begin. Let's start with the basics. Trading is a very important function of this game. If you want to create a team for bubbles, you trade. If you want to boost the value of your inventory and build collections, you trade. If you want to professionally scam 12-year-olds for their newly hatched pets, you trade. And you get the memo. After all, the BGSI market is an economy of its own, and like economies, understanding their metrics is the key to your success. The late Adam Smith wrote in his famous book, The Wealth of Nations, "It is not from the benevolence of the butcher, the brewer, or the baker that we expect our dinner, but from their regard to their own interest." I don't know what any of that means, but it just has to do with economies, okay? So just like economics, an economy like a market has supply, demand, quantity, and many other factors that you can assimilate to a real economy. That's how you should think of this market. So let's look at the BGSI dictionary, shall we? If you want to consistently trade, you need to know these like the back of your hand. If you don't, maybe I'll pull a Fuji on you if you ever come across me. Firstly, an exist count will define the number of a certain pet that exists in the game and was hatched or obtained. Now, exist can get tricky. For example, shiny exist counts and shiny mythic exist counts for secret pets aren't necessarily accurate since they can be crafted. Similarly, exist counts may not always be accurate as a result of data loss or simply the game's functionality, like the competition pets. I hate those though. The best way to tell the accurate exist count of a pet is to use BGSI.io, which I'll talk about later on in this video. Now, circulation is a very important distinction from exists. Circulation simply represents the amount of a pet that is being traded around. To put this into perspective, let's take a look at the mythic KFC. While the exist count here may show that only 41 of this pet exist, there may only be 5 to 10 in circulation, or 5 to 10 mythic giant chocolate chickens being traded around in the market at the moment. Circulation is always smaller than exists, and we can use circulation because many pets are often deleted, cross-traded, or locked in accounts that never return to the game or don't trade. Trade proofs, or proofing, is to utilize the blessing of social skills and share your exchanges with fellow traders. Many times, this is through designated trade proof channels, and this feature is used to help the individual assess their capabilities and gain feedback. Since most of you lack social skills as a whole, this part probably doesn't concern you. Scamming is a fundamental part of the market and basically means that you are massively outplayed in a trade and gave up too much value. Scamming comes in many forms: exit scamming, sharking, or downright robbery. Either way, scamming is a big no-no. Unless you're someone like this, because then honestly you deserve it. A manipulated pet is a pet that's real value has been unfairly altered as a result of lack of intellect in the market. Take a look at this bucket right here. As you can see, the bucket is asking for far much more than what the pet's actual worth is. Don't be a bucket. Okay, so when it comes to hoarding, a pet will be given a hoarded tag when a person or multiple people hold most of the circulation of that pet. Think of this as a monopoly of some sort. The required pet amount for each pet differs, but most times that is determined by the value websites. And lastly, fail trading is when an individual massively overpays to do quick trades rather than being patient using their 2 brain cells that they have left. Now, I can't lie, I've been guilty of this myself. But when you need a pet and can't be bothered to wait hours, yes, hours, for a trade, you do what you gotta do. Now, on a quick side note, I do want to bring up gambling and cross-trading. There's a lot of gamblers that gamble their pets on certain websites in order to double or even triple their profit. There's also people who sell their pets for money, Robux, and many other things in exchange. This is what we call cross trading. Just please stay away from cross trading and gambling, please. You do not want to know what happens. Now we've reached the part of the video where we can actually get in game and see some trading firsthand. But before we do that, I think it's important that I explain some lore behind BGSI value servers first. Basically, this bucket made this little thing. Then there was this bucket who met this other bucket. These other buckets liked each other, whoa, and said, hey, let's team up. Boom, this was made. So those buckets teamed up and went against this bucket. Then this bucket made a server full of buckets right here. After that, this bucket revamped this bucket list right here. And now we're at the present day. Now, if you didn't get my commendable lore, we basically have two primary sources for tracking and listing values, BGSI.io and BGSI.gg. Now, these servers have a rivalry going on to see who has the better values. I'm not going to get into that because I'd go on a long tangent that you don't really want to hear about. I'll link both of them down in the description, but you can be versatile and use any of them. I use IO because I work there and I also manipulate all the pets. Now, this is probably the most important part of this video, so I'd pay very close attention. If you want to be a good trader, you need to be able to master the way of bargaining and stand firm in trades for what you feel is best. So let me lay out some points for you that you can take note of. Number 1. I'm going to be honest with you, not a single person in the plaza gives two craps about your day. It's harsh, but it's the reality. People want to make trades and move on. So get down to the point when you're trading. Side talking can have a serious impact on your fellow traders' interest. 2. I think we can all see where the problem is here, which brings me to my second point. Be patient. I cannot stress this enough. Being able to slow yourself down and wait for a good offer can save you thousands in value as long as you stick to your plan that you desire. Yes, sometimes you may not always end up getting what you want, but don't always settle for the first offer you see. Number 3. What do all these pets here have in common? They all strangely rose as a result of investment. Sell high and buy low. If you can track the market well enough and understand the context of pets, you can take advantage easily. Let's take a look at an example. This is the koi. The koi was introduced in World 3's Atlantis egg and was only around for 2 weeks. For its first week, the pet barely even pulled 15,000. Fast forward to the following update, a competition was introduced and a new egg called the Dreamer egg was added. Combined with the low CCU at the time, this made many people neglect the koi pet. Because of this, the pet saw its value triple in the span of just a couple of weeks. 4. Don't hesitate to ask for advice. I know you buckets are some introverted no-lifes, but at the end of the day, everyone needs advice, even the rich traders. Connecting with others and asking for help is so important to help you with your trading abilities, which is why I strongly recommend you take advantage whenever you can. And 5. The path to righteous trading comes from your ability to not back down when faced with adversity. Don't always settle for less. Challenge your opponent, and you'll see how far it can take you.